When you're writing something, you have time to think about it. When you have time to think about it, you have time to analyze how are you using the language, in what context are you using the language. Speaking is more spontaneous, but writing is more deliberate. You can give all your attention towards it while you're writing. Hi everybody, how are you all? Hope you're doing great. So welcome back to another session of Learning English with me. Today, we are going to cover something that is going to help you become fluent in English on an everyday basis. Now today, I'm going to talk about 4 simple habits. They are not something very big. They are simple habits that you can include in your daily activities that you can easily do daily in order to improve your English and improve your fluency. So making English your habit is very important, and how to do that I've already told you. But today I've brought 4 simple habits that you can take up as it is. Ready-made habits for all of you, which will help you improve your English. So are you ready for today's session? I'm Shivangi Gupta, your English language tutor, certified by the University of Cambridge, the UK, and you're watching Speak English with Shivangi. Before beginning, I'd like to request you to please subscribe the channel because you get one English video lesson every day, each day on this channel. Also, like the video and share it with your friends too. Now let's begin with today's lesson. Now coming back to today's lesson, let's talk about the habits. Why it is really important to develop habits in English. Why habits are important. Why you really need to make English your habit. Because when you form something as your habit, it becomes easy to do that thing again and again. And English is not a small journey. It's a long process. It's a process. Something that you cannot achieve in a single day or in a single week. So you need to give time. And if you develop it as your habit, if you're inculcating some English learning habits, it becomes easy for you to follow a particular schedule constantly. So you are constantly able to study English and constantly able to improve your English. Habits give you great motivation to continue working towards your goal. That's why forming English as a habit is also very important. Okay, now let's talk about those 4 habits that I have for you today. So the habit number 1 is read 2 pages in the morning. Reading right in the morning. So like we do a lot of activities in the morning, I suggest reading is something that you need to do in the morning, right in the morning. That is something which will be with you for the whole day. If you read in the morning, it has many benefits. Because you are interacting with English right in the morning, in the beginning of your day, and you're interacting it in the written form. So you are reading something, you are interacting it in a visual format, which will help you stay focused towards your English learning throughout the day. So it's very important to read in the morning. It can be just for 5 minutes. I'm not saying that you have to read for an hour or for half an hour. You might take time out to give particular time to reading a book, reading something else in the evening. If you want to read something, if you want to read a novel, if you want to read another book, you can take that time out. But 5 minutes of reading in the morning is something that must be apart from your normal reading that you do from time to time in order to improve your English. Now 5 minutes of reading in the morning is just plain simple reading. That's it. If you come across any difficult word, note that. But do not be too focused right now on learning vocabulary, finding meaning, writing it down, forming sentences. This time period is just for you to read English. That's it. Be natural with it. Because sometimes just reading is enough. That's all your brain needs in order to refocus. It's like you're defocusing. You're reading English, you're relaxing, you're defocusing. And you're interacting with English in a passive format, that you're just reading it. So that's very important. Read for 5 minutes. You can read anything. You can read a newspaper if you want to be updated with whatever is happening around the world. If you want to learn new vocab, I suggest read 2 articles in the morning from an English newspaper. Otherwise, you can pick any book, read 2 pages. Give 5 minutes to reading English in the morning. That's important. Okay, now habit number 2. Habit number 2 is listening to a podcast. Now, listening to a podcast is very important. And when I say listen to a podcast, it means you have to listen. Listening is the main skill. Even if you're watching a video, pay attention to whatever the speaker is saying. Because listening is something that is important in your English improvement journey, English learning journey. Right now, these are just habits where you're interacting with English. You are not deliberately learning something. You're not deliberately trying to improve your speaking skills, something. It's just you're interacting with the language in order to become naturally comfortable in it. And for that, listening to a podcast is a great strategy, because a podcast is something that lasts from somewhere from 7 minutes to 15 minutes. And that is something you can give easily. You can just adjust it in your whole schedule very easily. It's not that difficult to take out 7 to 15 minutes to listen to something good. The podcast can be of your own choice. It can be on anything. It can be an English learning video, an English learning podcast. It can be a cooking podcast. It can be something related to sports. It can be motivational, whatever you want. I'm not saying that you have to just learn English, watch something related to English. The medium of language must be English. Whatever the speaker is speaking, it must be in English. Content can be of your own choice. Doesn't matter. Listen to a podcast for 10 minutes, somewhere between 7 to 10 minutes, that's enough. And listening to it is easy. It's like you'll be able to catch so many phrases, you'll be able to pick words, you'll upgrade your vocabulary, plus you'll upgrade your listening skills, and in turn, everything will reflect in your speaking. When you'll speak, somewhere or not, your brain is storing everything. Your skills are improving, and hence it is going to reflect in your speaking too. Okay. Now the habit number 3. Habit number 3 is journal writing, or you can say write a journal entry every day. Now, writing English helps you improve your English a lot. So if you're at an intermediate level, I'd suggest writing daily journal can help you improve your English in terms of reducing your mistakes while you're speaking. Because writing tells you where you're making mistakes. When you're writing something, you have time to think about it. When you have time to think about it, you have time to analyze how are you using the language, in what context are you using the language. Speaking is more spontaneous, but writing is more deliberate. You can give all your attention towards it while you're writing something. So writing a journal can be anything. It can be your experience of the day. It can be something that was the star moment of your day, something that you liked, something that you wish would not have happened, something you want to change. You can generally write about your feelings regarding English, whatever you have learned. It can be any aspect of your life. Maybe you've tried learning a new skill. You can write about that. Write about your day. Write it in English. Write a page, write 2 pages, it's up to you. From 1 to 2 pages, that's enough. And when you'll do that, you'll see that you feel really good about your English too, and you'll be able to understand how you're using the language. And your mistakes will also reduce, because you will be able to analyze your mistakes while you're writing a journal. So giving those 5 to 10 minutes at night in writing a journal entry can be really great for your English speaking and help you reduce mistakes while you're speaking English. Habit number 4. So habit number 4 is speak about a topic for 5 minutes. So speaking practice for 5 minutes every day. There are various techniques I've already discussed, how you can do your speaking practice alone at home, how you can do your speaking practice in various ways in order to develop various areas of speaking English. So it's just not about your speaking English, but it's about your fluency, your pronunciation, the vocabulary you're using, the sentences you're creating. Everything matters a lot when you're speaking English. And I have told you ample and amples of techniques in the particular playlist, English Speaking Practice. You can go check the playlist out. It's in the format of a podcast on my channel. So go to the podcast section. You'll get the particular playlist. You can take one technique every day. Or if you are not getting time to take a technique on a particular day, just take a topic and speak on it for 5 minutes. That's it. 5 minutes of English speaking practice every day is important to implement whatever you're learning into your spoken English. Because if you will not speak, your fluency will not improve. So it's important to equally pay attention to your speaking while you're learning English, while you're improving English, while you're paying attention to various areas of English. Remember to speak English. Speak it out, because speaking will only make you fluent. Everything needs to be there in a balanced way. And if you're not reading, you're just listening. If you're just listening, not speaking, it's gonna be disbalanced. So do everything in a certain amount that's necessary. And speaking again is very important. You're creating whatever you have listened to. You're creating whatever you have read in the morning. Whatever you have listened to, whatever you have read in the morning, now you are creating it yourself in your own words. So speaking practice is very important. Try speaking about a topic each day. Take a topic and speak about it for 5 minutes. Or else you can take one of my speaking practice techniques and speak about something using that technique for 5 minutes. Excellent way of developing your English speaking fluency. And it's a very simple way. I think you can take out 5 minutes easily from your whole day schedule and include it in your everyday schedule. Make it a habit. So these were the 4 ways, 4 particular English learning habits through which you can easily include English learning, English speaking, and improving your overall English fluency in your daily life, daily routine. So I hope that this video was helpful for you. You liked it. If yes, please like it. I'm going to meet you tomorrow with a new lesson. Till then, stay tuned. Take care and bye.